They nod and take guns from their thigh holsters. Let's go search the perimeter, Alessandro says. We all take our guns out and look around for survivors. I see Zahira helping up her husband Chase. I run to her. Zahira, come with us, I say. I help Chase, who's limping, and we walk towards the entrance. I see our doctors putting Dilia into an ambulance. Zoya, take care of them, I say. She holds up Chase, and I run over to the ambulance. I get into the back, and the doctors shut the doors on us. I look for Dilia's hand and hold it. Ci prego Dio lascia la viva, I whisper, kissing her palm. Translation, please, God, let her be alive. Chapter 28. It was the Ravens, Alora says. They planted the bomb. I told Andria that he triggered a gang war, Mother says. They were going to kill her, I exclaim. My head hurts even more. I haven't been able to sleep, knowing that Dilia is still unconscious. And now they aren't stopped until one of you is dead. Amira snaps. I will protect her with my life, I snarl. Let's see if she even survives, Schwan says, fiddling with the curtains of the meeting room window. You insensitive dick, Alora yells. She picks up her glass of water and throws it at him. Schwan effortlessly dodges it. The cup shatters against the wall. He turns around and smirks at her. I'm just telling the truth, Cupcake, he says. The girl's been unconscious for a week. Unconscious, not dead. Zoya snaps. Don't call me that, she snarls. If you say so, Cupcake, Schwan smirks. She grabs a knife from Zoya's waistband and exits her seat. She pushes Schwan against the wall and presses the knife to his throat. Since you're a part of our Mafia now, she says, let's lay out some ground rules. Go ahead, he smirks down at her. First, you'll only speak when spoken to, she says. What am I, a dog? He laughs. She presses the knife down harder, drawing blood. Precisely, she snarls. Second, you stay the fuck away from all of us. She hits him across the face and lets go of him. She's awake, Lorenzo says, running into the room. Everyone looks at him. Dilia's awake? He laughs. I don't have time to process anything before I run past Lorenzo towards the medical room. BACK to Dilia's POV. How are you feeling? The doctor asks. I focus on the heart monitor to my left. I look down at my bandaged arm. I'm changed out of my dress and into a white patient's gown. Dizzy, I reply. She hands me a glass of water and I drink from it. You've been unconscious for a while, she says, sitting on the end of the bed. Do you remember anything? Only a loud ringing and Andria telling me to get down, I reply. A piece of the ceiling hit the back of your head, but you're lucky to be alive and remember most things, she says. She hands me a pack of tablets. Take 2 every 4 hours, she says. It should help with the migraines and dizziness. Thank you, I say. I throw my legs over the side of the bed and get up. I feel like the room is spinning when I get walk. I start walking around the room slowly so I can get used to it again. The door bursts open and I see Andria standing there, breathing heavily. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. Lorenzo follows behind him. His black hair is a mess, like he ran his hands through it 1,000,000 times. His grey eyes are droopy and tired. I run to him and he hugs me and picks me up. I wrap my legs around him and he buries his head in my neck, breathing me in. I thought you were gone, Patsa, he whispers. He looks at me and kisses me deeply and passionately. I return the kiss and his hands tighten on my thighs. Promise you'll never leave me, he says, resting his forehead on mine. I promise I'll never leave you, I reply. Dilia! So, Dilia, Alora exclaims. Andria puts me down and Alora hugs me. You had us all worried, Zoya says. Well, now I'm back and better, I say. Have any of you contacted Mimi? Alessandra is driving her over. She should be here soon, Lorenzo says. Let's get you dressed, Amira says. Actually, I want to stay with Andria, I say sheepishly. They all look at each other and Zoya smirks. We'll give you guys all the space you need, she says. She pushes them out of the room and the doctor also leaves. Let's go to my room, he says. We walk through the corridors and finally reach his room. Andria opens the door and I walk to the bed. I need proper clothes, I say. He walks to my wardrobe and pulls out one of his shirts and a pair of boxers. He throws them at me. These should do, he smirks. I'll be in the bathroom while you change. Andria walks to the bathroom and closes the door behind him. I take off my white nurse gown and put on his boxers. I put on his oversized shirt, which falls right above my knees. You can come out now, I say. I run my fingers through my hair, brushing out the knots. Andria walks out of the bathroom and just stares at me. He throws his head back and looks to the ceiling. Fuck, he whispers. I slowly walk over to him, and he looks down at me. I smile innocently up at him. I know exactly what I'm doing to him right now. He loves seeing me in his clothes. I wrap my hands around his neck, and his hands slide around my waist. He picks me up and wraps my legs around his waist, holding onto my thighs. He walks over to the bed and sits down. I'm straddling him. I look into his eyes and see how much he wants to touch me. How much he wants to kiss me? I start kissing his neck, going up to his jaw. He returns his head, enjoying it as I start rolling my hips against him. His hands go under my shirt and he strokes my spine. It feels like electricity is pulsing through me. I make my face level with his, and he kisses me. I swerve out of the way and continue kissing his neck, slowly sucking on it. I know how much he wants this. I know how much power I have over him. Little does he know what he does to me. How crazy he makes me go just by looking at me in a certain way. It's like a pattern. I kiss his neck, roll my hips against him, and then kiss his jaw. He groans in delight. Patsa, you don't know what you're doing to me right now, he says, rubbing my thighs. I suck on his neck one last time. I know very well, I laugh. I get off his lap and smirk at him. Tease, he says, running his tongue over his lips. He gives me that look, the look that drives me insane. I laugh and leave the room, knowing he wants more. Chapter 29. Dilia, are you okay? Mimi asks, hugging me. I'm fine, I reply. You're not fine, you were blacked out for a week, she exclaims. Dilia drank a lot at the party, and then even more at the after party, Alessandro says. Why would you let her drink so much? She turns to Andria and pokes his chest. You said you'd keep her safe. Andria slowly looks at me, then Mimi, and then back at me. I blame myself, Andria says, looking straight at me. It wasn't his fault, I explain. I should have limited my drinking. I have some news I wanted to share with you, Mimi says. Go on, I say. I'm pregnant, she says quickly. What? I exclaim. Maybe we should give them some space, Andria says. Everyone leaves the room, and Mimi and I are alone. How? I ask. When you went out on your date, I was stupid and didn't take the pill, she explains. I invited Alex over. Does he know? I ask. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with me since the argument at that party. Tears roll down her face. I pull her into a hug and stroke her hair. Mimi, you'll be the best mum ever, I say. Alex was a dick anyways. Dilia, I really needed emotional help, but you're living here now, she cries. I just had the craziest idea, I say. Move in with us. I can't randomly move in, she says. Yes, you can, I reply. I grab her arm, open the room doors, and see everyone standing outside. Andria, I say. He instantly turns around to me. Mimi is moving in with us. Sure, why not? He replies calmly. She looks at me, shocked. I push her towards Alessandro. You guys have met before, I say. Take her to her new bedroom. Follow me, Alessandro says. He walks off with Mimi following him closely behind. I have a surprise for you, Andria says to me. What is it? I ask. You'll see, he smirks. He grabs my hand and we walk down a flight of stairs and a corridor. We turn right and he opens the door leading out of the house. A black motorcycle is in the middle of the front lawn. Oops. This image does not follow our content guidelines. To continue publishing, please remove it or upload a different image. I walk towards it, my mouth hanging open with shock. It's mine? I ask. Yes, all yours, he replies. Thank you, I exclaim. I run over to him and hug him. Let me get changed into some proper clothes. I signal to Andria's shirt that I'm wearing, and I'm taking it out for a test drive. I run back into my house and up the huge stairs. I sprint past some maids and I finally reach my room. I rummage through my drawers and find some tight leather jeans. I put them on and put on some knee-high black boots. I put on a plain white tank top and a leather jacket. I run back downstairs and I'm met with a huge black dog by the door. Mierda, I yell. Translation, shit, are you scared? Terzo asks. Yes, I am, I snap. His name's Baxter, he says. He is scary, I reply. I try and walk around them, but Baxter barks and jumps. He lands on me, pushing me to the floor. I look up right into the dog's face. Terzo, get him off me, I squeal. He won't bite, Terzo laughs. Baxter opens his mouth and I squeeze my eyes shut. The next thing I feel is his wet, slimy tongue on my face. Oh my god, that's disgusting, I laugh. See, he's not that bad. Terzo laughs. Yeah, not that bad. I pet Baxter and scratch him under his chin. He walks off me and Terzo helps me up. Where are you going? He asks. Taking my motorcycle out for a spin, I reply. Have fun, he says. I wipe my face with my sleeve and walk out of the house. Andria is leaning against a matching motorcycle to mine with his arms crossed. He has his helmet on. I see you met Baxter, he says. I grab my helmet and put it on. Andria throws me the keys and I catch them. You didn't tell me you had a dog, I reply. What, you're scared? He asks, getting on his motorcycle. I used to be scared, I snap. I get on my motorcycle and put the key in. I turn on the ignition and it roars to life. I'll race you, Andria yells over the loud engine. Bet, I reply smirking. Andria drives off and I follow behind him. I rev the engine and I get closer to him. He looks back at me and starts driving faster. I rev my engine and speed up, overtaking Andria. I drive down the street and look behind me. He's disappeared. I swerve and stop the motorcycle and take off my helmet, shaking out my hair. Where did he go? Suddenly, cold rings wrap around the back of my neck and pull my head up. I see Andria standing over me with a smirk on his face. He kisses me and then lets go of me. Were you worried for me, Patzer? He asks. No, I reply. I just wanted to see your face when I win. I smirk at him. In your dreams, he laughs. I rev my engine and he backs up. If I win, we're going to Starbucks and you're paying, I exclaim. Before he could reply, I put on my helmet and continue driving. I hear Andria yell and start his engine behind me. I continue driving and drive past my school. I don't risk looking back, just in case Andria overtakes me. I see Starbucks coming up and I continue driving faster when I finally reach it. I park my motorcycle and take off my helmet. I get off the bike and lean against it, waiting for Adrenal. Look who's alive, a voice says. I look behind me and see Aiden, Carlos, Kai, and Alara. Guys, I exclaim. I take the key out and pocket it. I put the helmet on the seat. Sick ride, Carlos says, walking around the bike. Thanks, Andria got it for me, I reply, when I realize what I just said. We haven't seen or heard from you in ages, Kai says. I've just been really busy with work and the suspension from school, I say. You were gone a whole extra week than you were supposed to, Alara says, fiddling with the sleeve of her nude hoodie. As I said, I was really busy, I lie. How come Andria brought you that? Aiden asks. Before I could answer, I hear another engine rev and Andria parks next to me. Chapter 30. Andria parks next to me. I guess I owe you that Starbucks patzer, he says, taking off his helmet. His grey shirt shows the hickey I have him earlier. He looks at Aiden, Alara, Carlos and Kai, and then to me and back again. Funnily enough, the Giovannis haven't been in school either, Alara says. The door to Starbucks opens and to my luck, Diana walks out. Her eyes instantly go to Andria and then to me. They narrow when they meet mine. Look what the cat dragged in, she says. It takes all my willpower not to roll my eyes. You guys are still friends with her? Andria asks. They all nod in response. That's pathetic, he says. I turn around and glare at him. Diana's eyes go to the hickey on Andria's neck. I see you've been busy, she says to me. I see you're still the same old bitch, I retort. Aiden and Kai have to stop themselves from bursting into fits of laughter. I don't have time for this, she snaps, waving a hand to dismiss me. Enjoy my leftovers? They're fucking delicious. I snarl. That's my girl. Andria smirks. Carlos's mouth is hung wide open. I'll probably be in school tomorrow, I say, walking past them. Andria follows me into Starbucks and I walk up to the counter. What do you want? I ask Andria. Nothing, he replies. Could I have 2 medium iced coffees with extra pumps of caramel, please? I ask the barista. She turns around and starts making our drinks. Andria glares at me. Trust me, I sigh. He shakes his head while smiling. You need to get your snake tattoo, he says. Can we do that today? I ask. If you want, he replies. The barista rings the bell and I go collect our drinks. Andria takes out his credit card and pays for us. I hand him his drink and we leave the shop. This is gonna hurt, the tattoo artist says. Andria sits in a chair next to my seat and intertwines his fingers with mine. You'll be Oak Patzer, he says. I know, I reply. The tattooist moves the hair from my neck. Chin up and put your head to the side, he says. I do as he says, and he looks at the picture of the black snake I want. He pushes the ink needle into my neck, he starts moving it along my neck, and it tugs on my skin. I wince and tighten my grip on Andria's hand. Andria rubs his thumb over my hand, calming me down. He keeps on going, reaching down to the top of my collarbone and wiping the access ink off occasionally. When he finishes outlining the tattoo, he switches to a bigger needle and fills it in. He wipes the blood and ink from my neck and continues. His breath tickles my ear. He fills it in a little more before it's finally done. He gently cleans the tattoo, adds a thin layer of tattoo ointment, and covers the tattoo with a clean gauze to minimize infection. He put a piece of plastic wrap on the tattoo. After 2 hours, rinse your neck with cool water, the tattooist says. I get up and take my credit card out of my pocket. Andria stops my hand and passes him his credit card. It's on me, he says. The man scans it, and we thank him and leave the shop. It's dark already, I say. Let's get back, Andria replies. We get onto our motorbikes and put our helmets on. I turn the ignition on and rev my engine. I start driving down the street with Andria following me. Jet off me. I hear a girl yell. I instantly stop my bike. Why did you stop? Andria asks. Did you hear that? Trome. I ask. Andria shakes his head, confused. I said, get off me. She yells again. I run and follow her voice into a dark alley. Andria follows me. I see a girl with her hood up surrounded by 3 boys who look her age. Chaise on the floor, and they're looming over her. Hey, I yell. They turn to look at me and ignore me. Gunshots echo behind me and their heads instantly turn. Scram. Andria snarls. The boys get scared and run off yelling at each other. I run to the girl and help her up. Her brown hoodie is dirty and her jaw is bruised. Are you ok? I ask. She looks at me and nods. What's your name? I ask. Jasmine, she replies. Come with us, Jasmine, I say. She hesitates, looking past me at Andria, who's putting his gun away. I promise you'll be safe, I say. She gives in and we walk back to our motorcycles. She gets on the back of mine and I pass her my helmet. She puts it on and I drive off. Andria follows behind me and we drive back to his house. We park our bike in the driveway and I help Jasmine off. She removes her hood and the helmet and shakes out her long brown hair. I can see her face clearly in the light of the lamp. She has big brown eyes and a single beauty spot under her left eye. How old are you? I ask. 16, she replies. Same as Matteo, Andria says. They'll get along well. We walk into the house and Alora greets us. Who's this? She asks. Alora, this is Jasmine, I say. Get her some new clothes and let her bathe in my bathroom, I say. She nods, and Jasmine follows her up the stairs. She was probably scared for her life, I say. She looks like she could be your younger sister, Andria says. I laugh. I always wanted a little sister, I reply. We'll introduce her and Matteo later, Andria says. I walk up the stairs and make my way to my room. Jasmine and Alora aren't there yet. I go into the toilet and realize I've started my period. Great, I mutter. I take a pad and put it on. I walk out and change my clothes. I put on some black biker shorts and an overdose white shirt. Jasmine and Alora walk in. Alora's holding some clean clothes. Jasmine, you can use my room if you want, I say. Make yourself at home. Thank you, she says. I walk out of the room and go down to the kitchen. Chapter 31. I walk into the kitchen and take a pack of strawberries out of the fridge. Hey, Lorenzo says, walking into the room. I wave at him as I put a strawberry into my mouth. Guess who can't stop talking about you, he says. Who? I ask, through a mouthful of strawberry. Andria, he replies, smirking. I laugh, shaking my head. He leans on the counter. You know I haven't seen him this happy before, he says. That can't be true, I reply. It is, Alessandro says, walking in. Dilia's eyes, Lorenzo mimics. Her hair, Alessandro says, pretending to faint. Her perfect lips. The way her hair falls perfectly. They both fall into fits of laughter, and Andria walks in. What's so funny? He asks. Alessandro is doubled over and laughing. Nothing, Lorenzo says. Andria makes eye contact with me and I bite into another strawberry. I heard you like my lips, I smirk. Alessandro and Lorenzo snicker. Andria shoots them a look and they instantly shut up. I never said that, he replies, getting a water bottle out of the fridge. Sure, Alessandro mutters. How's Mimi doing? I ask him. She's still crying. Alessandro says, I told you to take care of her, I snap. I'm getting her ice cream. He rolls his eyes. Nice tattoo, by the way. Jasmine and Alora walk in. How are you feeling? I ask. Better, Jasmine replies. Did the boys do that to you? Andria asks, signaling to her eye. Nope, foster parents, she replies. She takes an apple and runs it under the tap. Who's this? Lorenzo asks. Jasmine, Alora replies. Andria and Dilia helped her. I'm Alessandro, he says, extending his hand to her. She shakes it. Matteo comes in, play fighting with Terzo. I win, Terzo exclaims, putting Matteo in a headlock. Matteo looks up at us, and his eyes land on Jasmine. He smiles softly. Who's the new hottie? He asks. I have a name, she replies. I'd love to hear it. Terzo lets go of him. Jasmine. Matteo, he says, puts out his hand so she can shake it. Jasmine looks down at it with disgust. I'll be in the gaming room, she says, walking past Matteo. His eyes follow her until she leaves. The little girl's got a personality, Alessandro says. I like her already, Terzo laughs. He messes with Matteo's hair. You need to up your game, he says. Zoya walks in with a stern expression on her face. All of you, meeting room now, she says in a serious tone. We all walk out of the kitchen, but she stops Matteo. Not you. You go give Jasmine some company, she says. He goes to say something, but she glares at him and he closes his mouth. We all walk through a corridor and down some stairs. We walk past a huge training hall, and I peer through the door. You'll get to see that later, Alora says. We walk further down and enter a room with a long table. Victoria and some other people are there, including Schwan and Amira. Amira's hijab is a lighter nude color. She's wearing a black turtleneck and matching nude trousers. I see a huge scar on Schwan's hand, thanks to me. We all sit down and I end up sitting opposite Andria. Lorenzo smiles at Amira and sits next to her. I have some news for you all, Vittoria announces. In 3 months, we'll be on a flight to Italy. All of us. I ask, all of us. She replies, this is not a holiday. There will be a meeting between the ravens and the demons, she says. Shun gave us this information from his parents. How can we trust him? Alora snarls. I know you and Schwan have some tension between you two, but you need to put that aside, Vittoria says. The look on both of their faces explains everything. Something happened between them. No, she has a point, Andria says. He tried to kill me. How do we know he's still not working with his parents? I think he knows the punishment for lying and betraying us, Terzo says. Maybe we should test out that theory, Amira snarls. She takes out a gun that was tucked into her trousers and cocks it. She puts it in front of Schwan's face. I agree with Amira, I say. Lorenzo places a hand on her arm and pulls it down. He gives her a look and she sighs, putting her gun away. We need to build trust for this to work, Zoya says. What's the plan? Terzo asks. The leader of the Ravens has a USB that he will give to the leader of the demons, she explains. We'll need Dilia so she can flirt with him and take it. Andria's jaw clenches when Vittoria says this. Why me? I ask. Look how quickly you got Andria to fall head over heels for you, she replies. It will be easy. Damn, everyone's exposing him today. We will also have to eliminate the leader of the demons, she says. Terzo, Alora and Lorenzo will be waiters at this gathering. A man blonde next to Vittoria says, reading the rolls off a laptop. Zoya, Alessandro, Amira, Andria and Dilia will come in as rich guests. He says. Smee, says. Vittoria says we will also have Chase and Zahira working with us. Dilia. Your fighting is good but needs more work, so you'll be training a lot. That's fine with me, I say. The girl we brought home today will be staying with us. Andria says. Absolutely not. Vittoria replies. I'm not sending back to her abusive foster family, he says firmly. Vittoria sighs in defeat. Fine. We all get up to leave. Alora barges past Schwan, purposely hitting him with her shoulder. Cupcake's gotten feisty over the years. He laughs. No one laughs with him. We all glare at him. I need to give Mimi her ice cream, Alessandro says, narrowing his eyes. My lower abdomen starts hurting. Fuck you, cramps. I'm going to my room to sleep, I say. Bring me up a hot water bottle if you can. Anything you need, Andria replies. Chapter 32. I bury my head into the pillow on my bed and scream. Sometimes I hate being a girl. Sometimes, like this moment now, someone knocks on my door. Go away, I yell. They open the door, ignoring me. Pazza, I got the hot water bottle you wanted, Andria says. Give it? I say, my voice muffled because of the pillow. He hands it to me and I put it on my uterus area. What can I do to make you feel better? He asks. Nothing, I reply. He sighs and gets into the bed next to me. I glare at him and he ignores me and turns on the TV opposite my bed. He goes onto Disney Plus and puts on Milan. I look up at him. That's my favorite Disney movie. How did you know? I ask. She reminds me of you? He replies. He thinks of me while watching Disney. That's fucking adorable. Who knew the tough, scary mafia man watches Disney movies? I laugh. Everyone has their own guilty pleasure, he says, smirking. He pulls me onto his chest as the opening credits finish. He strokes my hair, and I wrap my arms around him. We're under attack like the signal. The guard yells from the screen. I look up at Andria and see his focus on the movie. It's funny how a mafia man can sit down and enjoy a peaceful night watching a Disney movie. He takes out his phone and looks down at me. What do you want to eat? He asks. Nothing, I reply. Wendy's? He asks. I nod. Double-stacked burger and a chocolate frosty? Yes, please. Quiet and demure, graceful, polite, Milan says from the screen. Amira, could you bring up our food when it comes? He speaks through the phone. I'm in Dilia's room. He waits for a reply. Thanks. He puts his phone down and continues watching the movie. I continue admiring him. He catches me staring. Are you going to keep looking at me like that, or will you do something about it? He asks. I smirk and take my attention back to the TV. I hear him sigh. Not long later, there's another knock on my door. Come in, I say. Amira walks in with a smile. Here's your food, she says. Thanks, Andria says. We sit up and she places the food on the bed. She places a cup of water and some tablets beside my bed. This should help with the cramps. She smiles. We thank her and she leaves, closing the door behind her. I take my burger, chips, and drink out and pass Andria his food. I take a big bite of my burger and it tastes so good. I smile and continue watching the movie. We're at the bit where the soldiers come to Milan's house and ask her dad to go to the war. I take a gulp of my chocolate frosty and look at Andria, who is eating his chips, his attention on the screen. I take another bite and Andria beckons me towards him. I lean towards him and he puts his hand on my cheek. He wipes the burger sauce of my cheek and then licks his thumb. I finish my burger and chips and slurp my chocolate frosty. Feel better? Andria asks. A little, I reply. I look at the TV. The movie is finished. I pout. I have another one we can watch, he says. I put out drinks on the table next to the bed. He gets the remote and what he puts on is the last thing I would have ever expected. Tinkerbell. He puts on Tinkerbell. I look at him and burst into fits of giggles. He pins me to the bed and gets on top of me. If you tell anyone about this, I will kill you, he says, his face getting closer to mine. Bet, I reply. You should know by now that I love to play with death. He smirks down at me and his stormy grey eyes scan my face. We're going to miss the movie start, I say. I could sit here and watch you and still not get bored, Andria replies. I fight against his grip and peck him on the lips. Let's watch the movie, I mumble, tracing his jaw with my finger. Andria hesitates before letting go of me. He pulls me into the middle of his legs and I rest my back on his front. He drags his hands through my hair and starts massaging my scalp. He looks so sweet, sitting here with me watching Tinkerbell out of all movies and him massaging my hair. I wish we could just stay in this moment forever. We need to do this more often, I say. How about every Friday night? He asks. Tomorrow's Friday, isn't that too soon? I ask. Not soon enough, he replies calmly. I smile to myself and bite my lip. I feel cold rings wrap around my throat softly so he doesn't hurt my tattoo. He brushes his thumb against my jawline. I grab my chocolate frosty and continue drinking it. We're at the bit where Tinkerbell has to choose her object. It still amazes me how focused and entertained Andria is. I lean over to my drawer and take 2 face masks out. I give Andria a cheeky grin. I'm not, he starts. You are, I reply. I get on top of him and open one of the face masks. I take it out and unfold the wet material. I put it on his face and flatten it out. It's supposed to make us look like pandas. It's cold and wet, he says. That's what she said. I laugh. He tries to stifle a laugh, but it slips out. I should have seen that one coming, he says. I put my one on and tie my hair up from my face. I massage the moisture into his face. Now we can properly relax, I smirk. He shakes his head, laughing, and makes me rest against him like we were before. Just focus. Andria exclaims. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? I shout. Andria's trying to teach me how to shoot a gun. Properly, apparently my form is off. I cock the gun again. Andria comes behind me and grabs my arm. He puts it higher. Squint your eyes to get a better aim, he says. His breath brushes the back of my neck. I squint my eyes and pull the trigger. The bullet pierces through the dummy, right where the heart would be. Told you I could do it, I smirk. Although I prefer knives. I look to the other side of the training room and see Matteo and Jasmine fighting. Terzo's cheering her on. She's fit in well and gotten along with everyone here. Jasmine floors Matteo and puts her arm of his neck. Well done, Zoya exclaims, clapping. Jasmine gets up and helps Matteo up. Beginner's luck, he mutters. You know they remind me of a younger version of us, I say, crossing my arms. Yeah, but I always beat you, Andria says. Really? I ask, turning to him. He nods as he puts the guns away. Let's go test out that theory. Tinkerbell, I smirk. I take off my fleece and walk to the sparring ring. You're on your period, I'm not going to hit you. He sighs as he steps into the ring. I punch him across the face. Try me, bitch, I say. Chapter 33. Andria runs his tongue over the inside of his mouth and takes off his black hoodie. His shirt lifts and shows the bottom of his toned abs. Fuck. Let's go parta, he smirks. I'll try not to go too hard on you, Tinkerbell, I say. He glares at me. No weapons allowed, Zoya reminds us. This is hand-to-hand combat. Andria and I get into our fighting stances. He goes to punch me, and I dodge. I see an opening and punch him in the gut. He doubled over and I lift up my knee, hitting him in the face. His head falls back and he falls to the ground. That's gonna hurt, Matteo exclaims. Andria kicks his legs underneath me and I fall on my back. I groan in pain. He gets on top of me and punches me. I dodge and his hand hits the floor of the ring. He pins my arms to my sides. My money's on Andria, Alessandra says. $50, she loses. Don't lose hope on her yet, Lorenzo laughs. He smirks down at me and I spit in his face. He removes one of his hands from my arm, giving me an opening. I swing and punch his jaw. He stumbles backwards. I raise my legs and kick him off me. I go to kick his side and he grabs my leg and twists. I fall on my face. Get your ass up, Dilia, Alora exclaims. Andria sits on my back, pinning me down. He grabs my hair lightly and pulls my head back so I can look up at him. He traces his finger down my throat, sending goosebumps through my body. My body tenses against his, and he feels it. He smirks down at me, making his finger trace my jawline and go up to my lips. Are you trying to seduce me into letting you win? I ask. I don't really need to do much, Andria replies. I pull my head down and hit him with the back of it. He exclaims in pain and the collision makes him get off me. I don't give in that easily, I smirk. I get up and roundhouse kick him in the face. He falls to the floor. Yes, Dilia, Amira yells. Her Terzo and Alora are clapping. Zoya has her arms crossed, but she looks impressed. Andria is sprawled on the floor and her tries to get up. I sit on him and pin his arms above his head. Never say you'll go easy on me, I say. You'll always be surprised at what I can do. He smirks up at me. Have I ever told you that you look hot when you're mad? He asks. Many times, I sigh, rolling my eyes. Well, you look really hot right now. He smirks. I know, I reply, getting off him. I step out of the ring with a big smile. Dilia wins, Zoya exclaims. Everyone claps. Jasmine looks impressed and shocked. Pay up, Lorenzo smirks. Alessandro sighs and hands him 50. I look at the clock on the wall. It's midnight. I'm going to head to bed, I say. Andria finally stands up and gets out of the ring. I'm not going to school, Alessandro says. Everyone looks at him. Someone needs to entertain Mimi, he shrugs. I smile to myself. Even though they met recently, he seems to have a soft spot for her. We're going to be late, Alora yells down the corridor. Coming, I yell. I straighten out my black skirt and examine the new tattoo on my neck. I fiddle with the strings of my brown zebra print shirt. I take off the clear foil that was on it. It looks good enough to leave in the open air. I leave my room and see Alora waiting for all of us. She's wearing a baggy blue graphic jumper with a white turtleneck underneath and some baggy jeans. You took your time, she sighs. What about the others? I ask. They're in the car, Terzo says. We leave the house and get into Andria's black Range Rover. The passenger seat is free, so I sit there. Where's Amira? I ask. She went to headquarters to train some recruits, Zoya says. We'll see her later. Andria rolls up the sleeves of his grey hoodie. I see the glint of a silver chain around his neck and his hair is messy. Nothing unusual about that. He starts the car and drives off. I look through the window before me and nibble on the corner of my mouth. We stop at a traffic light and I see Andria staring at me. Stop doing that, I say. Do what? He asks. Staring, I reply. Focus on the road, not me. He chuckles and brings his attention back to driving. We soon arrive at school and Andria parks the car. We all get out and my skirt has ridden up my thighs. I pull it down. Dilia, Alara yells. She runs to me and hugs me. How are you? I ask. I see that Diana's with them. We've been good. She looks behind me at the Giovannis. I turn to them. I'll be with them if you need me, I say. Kai comes and swings an arm over my shoulders, earning Andria's glare, which he ignores. I look over and see Diana eyeing Andria like he's a snack. I swear I'll gouge out her eyes. I mean, she's not wrong. He is a snack. But he's my snack. We'll take good care of her, Aiden says. I've got your homework that you missed, Carlos says. Thanks, Carlos, I say, smiling at him. I'll see you guys later, I say. Kai keeps his arm around me and we walk off into the school. I can feel Andria's gaze on my back, but I don't look behind me. We're going to watch Aiden and Kai's basketball practice at lunch, Alara says. I might be able to teach you guys how to shoot, Aiden laughs. That'll be fun, I say as we walk to the lockers. Chapter 34. Aiden bounces the basketball my way. I try to take it off him, but he dribbles around me. At least let me try and shoot, I sigh. Diana's sitting on the bleachers, scrolling on her phone. Carlos is next to her doing his homework that's due next period. Kai tried to persuade her to join us, but she didn't want to get involved. Aiden quickly throws the ball to me and I catch it before it could hit my face. Ha! I smirk. I dribble the ball so I can get closer to the net. I try and shoot, but I miss. I see Aiden run and try to get the ball. I beat him to it and grab the ball. I dribble it to the other side of the court and Aiden chases after me. He grabs me by my waist and spins me around to try and wrestle the ball out of my hands. Hey, I thought you couldn't do that, Alara exclaims. Shh, I want to see where this goes. Kai laughs. Aiden tries reaching for the ball, but I throw it out of reach. I push him off me and run to get it again. He grabs me and spins me around, placing me so he can get the ball. I try and catch my breath. I win. He smirks, spinning the ball on his index finger. You cheated, I say, walking up to him. I didn't, he laughs. Diana's head instantly goes up, and she looks at the gym doors. I look behind me and see Terzo and Lorenzo walk in laughing with Zoya and Alora following them. What are you guys doing? Zoya asks. Messing around with the basketball, Aiden replies. Wanna try? Kai asks. Sure, let's go, Terzo says. Alora goes and sits next to Alara and they start talking. Lorenzo, Terzo, Dilia. You're one team, Kai says. Me, Aiden and Zoya are the other, he says. Fine by me, I reply. We get into our teams and start the game. Diana's eyes don't leave Terzo. She's really trying to hop from one Giovanni to the other. Aiden throws to Kai and I block it. I dribble the ball closer to the net and pass it to Lorenzo. He shoots and scores. Zoya takes the ball and dribbles it to our side of the court. Her red braids swish behind her in the motion. She passes to Kai, who passes to Aiden, and the ball returns to her. She shoots and scores. I walk over to the bleachers and Aiden throws me his water bottle. You look like you need it, he says. Thanks, I reply. Zoya comes and stands next to me. The bitch looks like she's going to eat Terzo alive, she mutters as I take a gulp of water. I look at Diana and see her eyes follow his every move. Jealous much? I laugh. No, she might just make him uncomfortable, that's all, she explains. I look back at Terzo, then at Zoya. He doesn't look that bothered to me, I reply. She bites her lip and sighs. I put the water bottle down and get back onto the court. Aiden's throwing the ball up and down, and I hit it out of his hand. We haven't started the game yet, Kai yells. Aiden runs after me and grabs me. He tickles my waist, making me gasp and throw the ball. It hits the floor and rolls away. It hits someone's foot. I look up and see Andria glaring straight at me and Aiden. Aiden's smile instantly falls from his face and he lets go of me and clears his throat. Andria looks like he's going to kill someone. Let's continue with the game, Zoya says, breaking the silence. Diana gets up as soon as she sees him and walks over. They're out of earshot, but I can see her laughing. I try to return my attention to the game, but I can't. You know, I want to get some food, I say. Let's all go, Lorenzo says. I grab my bag and we pack everything away. Carlos puts away his homework so he can join us. Alora links arms with Alara and they walk out with us following them. We walk into the canteen and sit at our usual table. I get a slice of pizza, some chips, and a water bottle. Andria doesn't join our table but sits at the one opposite us. Of course, Terzo, Zoya, and Lorenzo have to sit with him. Alora hesitated, but stays with Alara. Kai, a voice exclaims. I don't have to turn around to know it's Zoe. What the fuck does she want? Carlos sighs, rubbing his forehead. Kai scrunches up his face and turns around. Zoe's attention goes straight past him to Terzo and Andria. Diana is still stuck on Andria like glue. Zoe stands next to Terzo and puts a pedicured hand on his shoulder. Zoya sits back, arms crossed, and glares at her. I grab my water bottle. Aiden is speaking to us, but I'm not listening. I'm watching Diana, her every move, and how Andria will react. Her hand goes up this shoulder and she starts fiddling with the sliver chain around his neck. My grip on the water bottle tightens and Kai notices. She'll get bored eventually, he says. Alara gives Carlos a look. I bite down on my cheek so I don't say anything I'll regret. Her hand is fiddling with his chain, and Andria just looks up at her. Zoe's talking and giggling with Terzo, and I see Zoya dig her nails into her arm. She's trying to stop herself from freaking out. Andria tries to move his head, but Diana puts her hand on his face, making him focus on her. She's fully aware I can see her. She strokes his face with her thumb, and Zoe laughs, rubbing her hands over Terzo and Andria's arms. That's it. I get up and grab my water bottle and Aiden's. I was going to drink that, he yells. I walk over to Andria's table. I unscrew the lid of mine and throw it all over Diana. Fuck you, I throw the bottle at her. She exclaims and looks down at her soaked clothes. I open the other one and dunk it all over Andria. And fuck you, I snarl, throwing the bottle at his face. Zoya starts laughing and Terzo's mouth is hanging open. I storm out of the cafeteria and hear Andria yell my name. Pendejo. Chapter 35. I walk out of the cafeteria. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to calmly sort this out. I walk down the corridor and down the stairs. I hear footsteps following me and I start walking faster. Dilia, please let me explain. Andria yells. There's nothing to explain. I snap, not looking back. Patsa, just speak to me, he yells after me. He runs up to me and grabs my arm. I glare at his hand. God better knock some sense into this man, or I swear I will. If you like that hand, you better take it off me right now, I snarl. I push him off me and walk into a classroom. As expected, Andria follows me in. Patsa, let's just talk, he says. I don't want to talk to you, I yell. I finally look at him and his hair is still wet. Beads of water trickle down his neck. Let's not get distracted here. I slowly shake my head. At least let me explain, he says, closing the door behind him. There's nothing to explain, I reply. You were flirting with Zoe and Diana, knowing fully well that I hate both of those bitches. I raise my voice a little, like you weren't flirting with Aiden in front of my face, he yells. I wasn't flirting with him. I yell. I haven't seen my friends for nearly 2 weeks and can't fucking hang out with them and be happy. I step closer to him. You know more than anyone that I want to see you happy. It's scary how dangerous Andria sounds when he yells, but I'm not backing down that quickly. You let Diana put her hands all over you, he tries to speak, but I stop him. She was touching and playing with your chain and you didn't do shit to stop her. You let Aiden tickle and pick you up, he yells, stepping closer to me. He was trying to be a good friend, I yell back. Dilia, you need to stop seeing the good in everyone and see their true intentions. He raises his voice even more. I look him dead in the eyes. True intentions? I scoff. What is he, a fucking Disney villain? He clenches his jaw. He wanted to teach me how to play basketball, I say calmly. And why do you think he wanted to do that? He asks. Just for the sake of it? Yeah, because I don't overthink every small fucking detail. I yell, matching his tone. We step even closer to each other, breathing heavily. Enough of Diana, I say. Explain Zoe. You know how Zoe is, he says, speaking normally now. You could have still stopped her, I say. If you were never done with Diana, you shouldn't have kissed me. His face softens, like he's hurt. I was always done with Diana, he says. You're clearly not showing it, I snap. During this argument, Andria and I have gotten closer and I'm now looking up at him. We're both breathing heavily and staring at each other in silence. I'm trying to figure out what he's thinking and I can see he's doing the same thing. He licks his lips and his eyes dart down to mine. How do you want me to show it? He asks. I look him dead in his stormy grey eyes. I don't know, I reply. I have an idea, he says. Before I can answer, he presses his lips onto mine and puts his hand on my neck. He presses me against the wall, and we kiss each other with so much built-up anger and lust. His other hand goes down my body and pushes my hips down. He presses himself against me. He traps me in his arms and slides his tongue into my mouth, making me moan into him. I wrap my legs around his hips, making him press me against himself and the wall even harder. His hand travels up my thigh, under my skirt, and holds onto my thigh. He removes his lips off mine and starts kissing my jawline. He kisses my neck, sucking softly, and my eyes flutter shut. Soft moans escape my lips, and he rubs his hand up and down my thigh. I put my hands through his hair and pull him closer to me. He sucks harder, and I throw my head back onto the wall. My hands travel up his hoodie, and I feel his abs. Andria moves my hips up and down against him so I can feel him through his trousers, sucking harder around my neck, leaving marks. I put a hand on my mouth, trying not to moan too loudly. I put my arms around his neck, and he moves his head down to my collarbone. He sucks and kisses it, making me gasp and moan softly. I roll my hips against him as he moves me up and down. I can hear him groan on me. "Oh my God, Andria," I gasp. He smirks against me, and I start kissing his neck, leaving little hickeys. I keep on rolling my hips and hearing him groan in pleasure. "Is this enough proof?" he asks as he starts kissing my neck and collarbone again. "Or do you want me to put you on one of these desks and fuck you until you can see stars?" Before I can answer, he covers my mouth with his. I nibble on his bottom lip and he moans softly. It's like music to my ears. He rests his forehead against mine as we both breathe heavily. He takes my hair out of my face and puts me down. I straighten my skirt and Andria straightens his shirt. We can get in so much trouble if we're caught here. When I pass the tinted window, I can see my reflection. My hair is messed up and my neck and collarbone are covered in hickeys. I look at Andria and see that he has a few on his neck. He smirks at me. "I've marked what's mine," he says. I shake my head, laughing. I flatten out my hair and leave the classroom before him. I walk back into the canteen and my friends turn to me. Terzo is trying to speak to Zoya, but she's ignoring him. I guess she's also pissed at him. I sit back down at our table and everyone's eyes are on me. Shit. My neck. Aiden opens his mouth to say something but stops when Andria walks in. Their eyes go from him to me and back again. "What exactly did you two do?" Kai asks. "He wanted to apologize," I reply. "Okay then," Alara says, laughing. Chapter 36. Andria's POV. I need Dilia to know that I'm serious. I want a relationship, and I hope she does too. I'm not playing around, and I want her to know that. I will show her, not with kisses, but more. I need to fix my shit. I sit on my table and see Dilia's friends staring at her. I look up and see Diana in front of my face, smiling. I glare at her. "Dilia!" I yell across. Alara nudges her and she turns to me. I point to the free seat next to me. She shakes her head and turns back to her conversation. I guess she's still mad at me. I need fix my this. "I'll sit there," Diana says, sliding into the seat beside me. I turn away from her and look at Zoya. Terzo is trying to speak to her, but she's glaring at Zoe, who's now at another table. "Andria, I want to speak to you," Diana whines. "Diana, why can't you take a fucking hint?" I snarl. She goes silent and I turn to her. Everyone's staring at us and my eyes go to Dilia's table. I have their full attention. "I don't like you," I say, loud enough for everyone to hear. "I never did, and I never will." "You don't mean that," she puts a hand on my arm. "Diana, you might think Dilia is crazy," I say, "but I'm fucking insane." Her face pales. "So get your hand off me before I do something I regret," I snap. She looks at Dilia and then back at me, removing her hand. "That bitch is so average," she rolls her eyes. "What does she have that I don't?" "I've never met a girl like her," I say. "Something ignites in me when I see her. I would do anything for that girl." I look at Dilia and she smiles softly at me. "She's better than anything you could have been or will be," Zoya says, crossing her arms. "I've never seen Andria more happy," Lorenzo says. "He looked tortured whenever he was seen with you." Diana's lost for words. She didn't expect us all to turn on her. "I'm on Dilia's side," Terzo laughs, putting his hand up. "I think you realize that we all prefer Dilia," Alora says from the other table. I see Dilia smiling to herself. "So this is what you're going to do," I continue. "You're going to stay away from me and my girl. This goes for you too, Zoe." I say louder so she can hear me. "Now get out of our faces," Zoya snarls. Diana gets up, she rubs her face and storms off. The cafeteria is quiet for a moment, and then everyone returns to talking. "You're crazy," Dilia mouths at me. "Crazy for you?" I reply. "It's good that you know how you fucked up," Lorenzo says. "You need to do even more," Terzo smirks. "Get her a car," Zoya says. I look at her face and see that she's serious. Okay then, I guess I'm buying parts at a car. I take out my phone and call my mum. Hey, she answers. Using my credit card, I say, get Dilia a car ready for us when we get home. Color and make. She asks. White Lamborghini, I reply, to match my black one. Back to Dilia's POV. We walk into the house and the smell of food cooking hits me. I walk into the living room and see Mimi curled up on the couch on her phone. Who's cooking? I ask. Alessandro wanted to make me something to eat, she replies. Andria, Zoya, Alora, Tezo, and Lorenzo come in behind me. I walk into the kitchen and see Alessandro busy making something. What are you making? I ask. Lasagna, he replies. Mimi said she was hungry. That's so cute, Alora exclaims. It smells so good. Zoya says, all of you will get some, Alessandro says. But for now, get out. We all laugh and leave the kitchen. Dilia, I have something for you, Andria says. I turn to him. I don't completely trust Andria. The moment in the classroom was amazing. But that doesn't mean he's been let off. Why? I ask. It's a surprise, he smirks. I hesitate, before Terzo nudges me. Go on, he mumbles. I follow Andria out. He comes from behind me and covers my eyes. Trust me, he mumbles. We walk forwards and he finally uncovers my eyes. Surprise, he says. My jaw drops as Andria removes his hands and I see a white Lamborghini before me. Behind the car, 5 security guards are holding up cardboard cutouts saying, I'm really sorry I fucked up. I don't even try and stop myself from laughing. I collapse into fits of giggles and hold on to Andria for support. That's so cute, I laugh. I thought the speech wasn't enough, he says. Andria, I say, looking up at him, you basically confessed to me in front of the whole school, which take a lot of guts. Of course I forgive you. I just wanted to be dramatic. I laugh. He looks at me shocked. You forgave me? I ask. Without all this? He points behind me. Yeah, after that speech, I reply. But I'm not complaining. I'll happily take the car. I grab the keys out of his hand. I'm gonna take it out on a test drive, I say. I get into the car and put in the keys. I turn on the ignition step on the gas. I roll down the windows and drive out of the driveway. I zoom past Andria and keep on driving. Going on late night drives in this is going to be amazing. I keep on driving and I pass my old apartment. I slow down when I see a couple of police cars parked outside. I get out of my car. Is something wrong, officer? I ask. We're looking for Dilia Caesar. We need to bring her in for questioning. The police officer says. My heart drops. What do they want? I'm her, I reply. Dilia Caesar, we will need you to cooperate and come with us. A female officer says. She comes behind me and handcuffs me. They walk me to their car and I sit in the back. How the fuck am I supposed to get out of this? Chapter 37. Why am I arrested? I ask. You have the right to remain silent until we reach the station, the male officer snaps. Rude, I mutter, rolling my eyes. I need to get out of this. How did I even get into this? I realize I have my phone in the back pocket of my skirt. They didn't take it. I pressed my face against the metal separating me from the front seats. I use the tips of my fingers to get my phone out. The metal of the cuffs dig into my wrists. I struggle a bit more before I get my phone in my hands. I peer behind my back and look at my phone. I take a deep breath and open it up. I need to text Andria. I go through my messages and find Andria's number. Help. In a poly. The car jerks to a stop in front of a red light and my face makes contact with the metal bars. My phone slips out of my hands and hits the floor. Mierda, I grunt. Translation, shits, what happened? The female officer asks. Nothing, just hit my head, I mutter. They continue driving and I look down at my phone. I try and reach for my phone and struggle. That's when I get a brilliant idea. I lay down on the seat and prop my feet up to the ceiling. I hang off the edge of the seat and my cuffed hands fall behind my head. What is she doing? I hear one of them ask. I scramble a little more and finally get my phone. I push myself back into a proper sitting position and finish my message. Help. In a police car, I'll send my location. I send it and then turn on my location. He should be able to track me. Now I just have to wait. We arrive at the station and the police officers escort me into an interrogation room. They take off the handcuffs and I rub my now red wrists. I'm sure you're wondering why we've brought you here, a man in front of me says. I think he's a detective. He looks 23 or 24. His dirty blonde hair is pushed out of his face and his green eyes are stern. Yes, I am wondering that, I reply. I'm Detective Stevens, he says, extending his hand. I don't shake it. Cut the formalities. I want to know why I'm here, I snap, leaning back in my chair. We have suspicions that you are associating yourself with someone very dangerous, Stevens says. Stevens says, I'm not, I reply. He pushes forward a picture and I see Andria staring up at me. Oh God. Don't freak out. Be calm. Ring a bell, Miss Caesar? He asks. No, I reply calmly. I hope my face doesn't give anything away. Dilia, I hope you're not lying to us, he says. My face remains bored. He picks up a file next to him. Spotless record, no illegal activity, a straight A student. He looks up at me. You wouldn't want that ruined now, would you? Are you threatening me, detective? So, I tilt my head to the side. I'm just saying, a girl like you wouldn't want to be associated with a man like him. He flicks through my file. My eyes narrow at that comment. I think you've confused me with someone else, I say. I've never seen that man before, but I wouldn't complain if I did, I say, acting as if it's my first time seeing this attractive man. You know the penalty for lying to an officer, right? He leans forwards and intertwines his fingers. Of course, I reply. Stevens opens his mouth to speak, but a police officer barges in. Detective, someone claims to be Dilia's aunt outside. The officer says, bring her in, Stevens sighs. He knows that we're clearly getting nowhere with this conversation. Dilia, darling, a woman with a thick British accent says. Amira walks in. She's wearing a long cream, fluffy coat, a silk hijab, a beige handbag, and her neck and hands are filled with gold jewelry. Her face is filled with heavy makeup. The detective looks at me to Amira and back again. You're her aunt? He asks suspiciously. Yes, Amira replies. Is it because I'm a Muslim? No, ma'am, he splutters. It's 2022, and we still can't get past stereotypes. She snaps. Her accent sounds so believable. I didn't mean to offend you, Stevens says. Stevens says, Dilia has things to do and places to be, so let's wrap this up. She opens her red lipstick and applies another layer. There's nothing more I need to ask. He says, you two are free to go. Finally, I sigh. I walk out and Amira follows behind me. I turn to her and she winks at me. We walk out to the station and I find my Lamborghini parked outside. How'd you get it? I ask. Found it outside your house, she says. She rips off her coat and stuffs it into the car's backseat. She's now wearing a black turtleneck and leather trousers. We both get in the car. I'm in the driver's seat. I start the car and drive. Do you know how hard it was to drive and do my makeup? She exclaims. She pulls down the mirror and starts removing her makeup. She wipes off the beauty spot she drew on. You saved my ass, I say. Andria called me as soon as he saw your text, she says. I like pretending to be the aunt from London. I don't know how they knew I'm associating myself with Andria and his Mafia. I explain. Alora's looking into it. Amira replies. She finally removes all her makeup. We finally arrive back to the mansion and I park the car, I get out and walk into the house. It's silent. It's silent. I guess everyone went to bed already. I walk into the kitchen and see some leftover lasagna. I'll eat that after I change. I'll see you in the morning, Amira whispers, just in case we wake someone up. I walk into my bedroom and see Andria curled up on my bed. He was probably waiting for me and fell asleep. That's so cute. A bunch of white roses is scattered on the bed and the table next to it. I walk to the other side of my room and change into an oversized cream hoodie and black bicycle shorts. I put my hair into a messy bun. I carefully close the door of my room and go back downstairs. I heat up the leftover lasagna and sit down and eat it. Only the light of the open refrigerator illuminates the room. I finish my lasagna and clean up my dishes. I want something sweet to eat. I look through the cupboard and see ingredients to bake brownies with. I haven't baked in ages. Let's see if I still have it in me. Chapter 38. I wipe the table that I made the brownies on. They're in the oven now, baking. The kitchen light turns on, and it takes a moment for my eyes to adjust. Andria's leaning against the doorframe. He's shirtless, and his arms are crossed against his tattooed chest. He smiles lazily. He's still tired. His grey sweatpants hang low on his hips, showing the scar at the bottom of his toned abs. His hair is damp and wet. He probably had a shower to wake him up. I don't think it worked. His silver chain sits perfectly on his neck. Focus, Dilia. Don't let the brownies burn. What smells so good? He asks. His voice is husky and deep from the tiredness. "I'm making brownies," I reply. "Can I try them?" he asks, coming to stand next to me. "When they're baked," I say. A moment of silence passes by before Andria speaks again. "I'm sorry," he says. "About what?" I turn to him. He's leaning against the table, his head down. "The police. They're going to keep suspecting you," Andria explains. "It'll ruin your life." "Andria, I don't care about that," I say. "In fact, I think it's exciting." "You know you could leave now," he says. "Pretend not to know me." He puts his head up, and I see that it pains him to say this. "Andria, I don't want to leave, and I don't think I ever will," I reply. I put my hand on his and rub my thumb on his palm to soothe him. He intertwines his fingers with mine and pulls me into a warm embrace. I feel safe in his arms. "I don't want you to regret your decision," he mumbles into my hair. "I don't want to be the reason your life is fucked." "You're not going to be why my life is fucked," I reply. "You're going to be why I'll never regret my decision." I look up at him and he puts a strand that came out of my bun behind my ear. "I want to be here for you," I say to him. "You're amazing, Patsa," he breathes. He kisses my lips softly and lets go. "Make sure the brownies don't burn," he says. I check the oven and see that they're cooked. I take the tray out and let it cool. I cut 4 rows vertical and then 4 horizontal. I take a piece and hand it to Andria. "They're supposed to be gooey," I say. Andria takes a bite out of them and closes his eyes. "They're amazing," he says, taking another mouthful of brownie. I take a slice for myself and take a bite. The chocolate melts on my tongue. "I thought I lost my spark," I mumble. I continue eating and look up to see Andria staring at me. He looks away smiling. "We should probably leave some for everyone else," I laugh. I give Andria another slice and help myself too. I cover the rest of the brownies and put it away for tomorrow. Andria and I walk back to my bedroom. We finish our brownies on the way there. "What? Where are all the flowers for?" I ask. "I wanted to give you a gift," he says, rubbing his neck. I get into my bed and he gets in with me. Andria stretches out and yawns. "You need to sleep," I say to him. "I've got a knife under my pillow, so I'll be ready for any surprises." Andria looks at me in defeat and rubs his eyes. "Come on, Tinkerbell," I say, opening my arms. He glares at me. "You're lucky I like you," he mutters. Andria lays on my chest and I stroke his hair. He wraps his muscled arms around me. He slips his hand under my hoodie and holds onto my waist. His touch sets off butterflies in my stomach. I keep on stroking his hair and he falls asleep on me. He looks so peaceful. Soon later, I fall asleep myself. "Dilia," Andria whispers. "Dilia, wake up." I slowly open my eyes and squint as I look at Andria. "What happened?" I ask. I turn on my phone and see it's 4065 AM. "Someone's in the house," he says. "And the lights aren't working." "Where's everyone else?" I ask. "In the living room," he says. I drag myself out of bed and take the knife from under my pillow. Andria hands me a torch and a gun, and I slide my knife into my waistband. I put my torch on and he grabs onto my hand. "We're going to navigate ourselves to the living room." Andria explains, "If you feel unsafe, shoot." I nod and he slowly opens the door to my room. We walk out into the corridor. Andria leads the way and I follow him. He doesn't let go of my hand. I hear a creak behind me. "Is everyone downstairs?" I ask. "Yes, even Schwan," Andria replies. Matteo and Jasmine are still at headquarters training camp. I hear another creak behind me. I let go of Andria and cock my gun. I shoot behind me, blindly. I don't who I'm shooting at or if someone is there. I hear a grunt and they run off in the other direction. I go to follow him and Andria grabs onto my arm, stopping me. I look at him. "I'm not putting you in danger," he says, pulling me closer. "Let's just get to the living room." We keep on walking and make it to the living room. We close the doors behind us. Lorenzo says we need to find a way to put on the lights. "How did you guys know they were in the house?" I ask. "I went outside to smoke and found one of my guards dead," Zoya explains. "Some of us have to stay here and some need to go," Amira says. Shwan sits next to Terzo and Alora on the couch. "Andria, Zoya, Amira, and I will go find them," Alessandra says. "And I'll fucking kill them." Andria snarls. "I don't trust Shwan enough to leave him with Dilia." "Why?" Shrian asks, scared. "I'm gonna steal your girl?" Andria pulls me in my waist and tilts my head up. His thumb traces my bottom lip and makes intense eye contact with me. "Oh, I'm terrified, he mumbles sarcastically. Schwang, get your ass up. Alessandro, sit your ass down and stay here with Mimi, Dilia, and Terzo. Zoya snaps, hitting him behind his head. Please be safe, I say, looking up at Andria. I promise I'll come back, and I promise I'll be able to try your brownies again. He smiles and kisses my forehead. I walk over to Mimi, who's standing by the fireplace. She puts an arm around me. We watch Andria, Xuan, Amira, and Zoya leave. They'll be fine, she reassures me. I hope she's right. Chapter 39. They've been gone for an hour. Can we go check on them? I ask. We have to stay here, Alessandro says. Let's wait a little longer, I'm sure they're fine, Terzo adds. I pace back and forth in front of the fireplace. The hilt of the knife digs into my skin. Dilia, calm down, Mimi says from the couch. How can I be calm? I ask. I don't even know if they're alive. Okay, we'll go check, Alora says, getting up. Are you out of your mind? Alessandro snaps. If anything happens to Dilia, Andria will kill us. I'm not fragile, I snap. I can take care of myself. Sue? Alessandro looks at Terzo and stands in front of the door. Get out of my way, you pequeño mierda, before I shoot you. I snarl. Translation. Little shit Alessandro moves from in front of the door with his hands up. Mimi isn't in the right state to go, Alora says. I'll stay with her, Alessandro says. He throws his gun at Alora, who effortlessly catches it. He goes to sit next to Mimi on the couch. I look at her and she nods, reassuring me that it's fine to leave them. Anything happens to her and you're dead, I say, cocking my gun. Don't worry, we'll be safe. Alessandro crosses his arms. I'm coming with you guys, Terzo says. We'll see you soon. Terzo, Alora, and I walk out of the living room into the dark hallway and close the door behind us. I take a deep breath and Alora turns on a torch. We walk down a hallway. Where do you think they are? Terzo asks. Upstairs, I reply. How do you know? Alora asks. We saw someone and I shot them. I start walking down the hallway. We turn around a corner and I see a huge staircase leading to the floor where my room is, where we saw the person. We tiptoe across the floor. Is anyone there? Terzo whispers. I turn around and glare at him. He chuckles and Alora hits him in the gut with her flashlight. We continue walking down the hallway and I hear shuffling from behind me. I quickly turn around and see Terzo trying to take something off his shoe. Terzo, if you keep making noise, I'll shoot you before the attackers can. Alora snaps. I put my hand over my mouth to stop myself from laughing. We walk past the meeting room and I see the door open. I peer through the crack. Xuan, Zoya, and Amira are tied up on the floor. Their faces are bruised and bloody. I see a man dressed in black looking over Andria who looks like he's going to pass out from the pain. What's your plan? The man yells. A black woman is standing behind him with a mask over her face, and another man clutches his bleeding arm. The man I shot. Andria doesn't reply, earning him to be kicked in the stomach. I flinch at the sound of his painful groans. I look back at Terzo and Alora, who are bickering quietly. I swallow the lump in my throat. They look at me and I point to the doors. They're in there, I whisper. We need to plan this out properly, Alora says. I hear a gun cock, and I look at Andria being held at gunpoint. No plan, just act, I say as I silently slip through the doors. And she's gone. Terzo sighs. I see Xuan's eyes widen as he sees me. I put a finger to my lips. All those years of sneaking around the corridors of my private school late at night have taught me to be sneaky. I've learned how to make my footsteps silent. Zoya makes eye contact with me, and I slowly nod at her. What are you looking at? The woman in black snarls. She slaps Zoya with the back of her gun. That's going to bruise in the morning. The woman goes to turn around to me, but Zoya yells. You think you're so tough? She yells. The woman gives Zoya her full attention. What did you say? She snarls. You're hiding your face with a mask, Zoya continues. Clearly you're afraid. This one's running her mouth. So, she says. She crouches down next to Zoya and pulls her head back, grabbing onto her braids. She's going to get herself killed. The woman takes off her hood, exposing her blonde hair. She removes a knife from her sleeve and puts it to the edge of Zoya's scar on her jaw. I could make this bigger, she says. She trails her knife all the way up to Zoya's eye. It would suit you, she laughs. Or maybe I could cut out your tongue. She goes to pry open her mouth. Let her go. Terzo yells, running up next to me.